Welcome to Starbound, where every star tells a story. What happens when an alien species spreading the warning against overpopulation encounters an Earth teeming with billions of humans? Let's get into the story. The vast expanse of the Milky Way galaxy was a tapestry of diverse species, each with their own unique cultures and histories. Among them, the Larex were known for their wisdom, diplomacy, and a deep understanding of galactic society. For centuries, they had traveled the stars, establishing alliances, mediating conflicts, and sharing knowledge. Yet, when their exploration led them to Earth, they were faced with a phenomenon that challenged their understanding of civilization. High population densities were generally avoided throughout the galaxy. The Larex knew well the dangers associated with overcrowding, rampant diseases, social unrest, and dwindling resources. Even the most advanced civilizations struggled to maintain order and prosperity when their populations grew too large. Yet, Earth teemed with billions of humans, living in close proximity in sprawling cities that stretched across continents. From the bridge of their cloaked ship, the Larex delegation watched in astonishment as they approached the planet. "Unbelievable," Xylo, the lead diplomat, muttered, his four eyes scanning the holographic display. "They are like ants swarming a morsel of food." "Indeed," echoed Zelta, the chief scientist. "Such a high population density should have led to widespread disease and social collapse long ago, yet the scans show no signs of major outbreaks or widespread violence." The Larex were intrigued. They decided to remain in orbit, cloaking their ship to avoid detection, and began a covert study of human society. They used advanced sensors to monitor communications, analyze medical records, and observe social interactions. Days turned into weeks as the Larex delved deeper into the lives of humans. They were surprised to find a relatively healthy and peaceful populace, despite their crowded living conditions. There were, of course, instances of disease and crime, but they were not as widespread as one would expect in such a densely populated environment. "It defies all logic," Xylo remarked one evening, his brow furrowed in concentration. "They should be on the brink of collapse, yet they seem to thrive." Zelta nodded in agreement. "Perhaps there is something unique about humans, something that allows them to adapt and overcome the challenges of high population density." The Larex continued their observations, determined to uncover the secret of humanity's resilience. They studied their history, their culture, their technology, anything that could shed light on this enigma. After months of covert observation, the Larex made a bold decision. They would reveal themselves to the humans and establish a dialogue. They believed that only through direct interaction could they truly understand the humans and their remarkable ability to thrive in such adverse conditions. Choosing a remote location to avoid causing widespread panic, the Larex landed their ship and sent out a signal, inviting communication. To their relief, the signal was answered within hours. A small group of scientists and diplomats arrived at the landing site, their faces a mixture of awe and apprehension. They had been chosen for their expertise and discretion, tasked with establishing contact with the first extraterrestrial visitors to Earth. "Greetings," Xylo said, his voice resonating through the translator. "We are the Larex, and we come in peace." The humans were stunned, but they quickly composed themselves and responded in kind. Thus began a tentative dialogue between two vastly different civilizations. The Larex were fascinated by human resilience and adaptability, while the humans were intrigued by the Larex's advanced technology and diplomatic skills. As the days passed, the Larex and the humans shared knowledge and experiences. The Larex learned about humanity's long history of overcoming challenges, developing vaccines, improving sanitation, and establishing social order. They discovered that the key to humanity's success lay in their ability to learn from their mistakes and work together for the common good. The humans, in turn, were amazed by the Larex's advanced technology and their vast knowledge of the galaxy. They learned about the Larex's diplomatic efforts, their mediation techniques, and their commitment to peace. They realized that they had much to learn from these wise and experienced beings. One evening, under the soft glow of Earth's moon, the Larex and human delegates found themselves in deep conversation. The air was thick with the aroma of roasting meats and unfamiliar spices, a testament to the burgeoning cultural exchange between the two species. Xylo, the Larex-led diplomat, broke a comfortable silence, his four eyes gleaming with curiosity. "I must confess," he began, his voice a low rumble that resonated through the translator. "We remain perplexed by your ability to maintain such a staggering population density without succumbing to the usual pitfalls. Disease, crime, social unrest, these are the scourges of overcrowded worlds. Yet, your society seems to not only endure, but flourish." A hush fell over the gathering as all eyes turned to Dr. Patel, a renowned epidemiologist and a key member of the human delegation. She met Xylo's gaze with a warm smile, her eyes reflecting the dancing firelight. "Our history is a tapestry woven with threads of both triumph and tragedy," she began, her voice carrying the weight of millennia. "We've faced countless challenges, from devastating pandemics that swept across continents to wars that threatened to tear us apart. But through it all, we have learned, adapted, and ultimately overcome." Dr. Patel spoke of the Black Death, a plague that had decimated Europe in the 14th century, and how it had spurred advancements in sanitation and medicine. She recounted the horrors of World War II, a conflict that had nearly destroyed humanity, and how it had led to the formation of the United Nations, an organization dedicated to maintaining global peace. "Every challenge we faced," she continued, "was a crucible that forged us into a stronger, more resilient species. We learned to harness the power of science, to build bridges of understanding between cultures, and to recognize the importance of cooperation in the face of adversity." Zelta, the Larex chief scientist, leaned forward, his multiple eyes fixed on Dr. Patel with rapt attention. "Your ability to learn from your mistakes and adapt to changing circumstances is truly remarkable," he said, his voice filled with admiration. "It is a testament to the strength of the human spirit." Dr. Patel nodded, her smile widening. "We are far from perfect," she acknowledged, "but we strive to be better. We believe that every individual has the potential for greatness, and that by working together, we can overcome any obstacle." The Larex delegates were deeply moved by Dr. Patel's words. They had encountered many species in their travels, but none had displayed such a profound capacity for growth and resilience. The humans were not merely survivors, they were thrivers, constantly pushing the boundaries of what was possible. As the night wore on, the conversation flowed freely, touching upon topics ranging from art and music to philosophy and science. The Larex and the humans found common ground in their shared curiosity about the universe and their desire to make it a better place. The seeds of a deep and lasting friendship were sown that night, a friendship that would transcend the boundaries of species and culture. In the days that followed, the Larex delegation toured Earth, visiting bustling cities, serene countryside, and ancient historical sites. Everywhere they went, they were greeted with warmth and curiosity by the humans, who were eager to share their world with these enigmatic visitors. The Larex, in turn, were impressed by the diversity of human cultures, the richness of their art and music, and the depth of their philosophical and scientific inquiries. One afternoon, while visiting a sprawling metropolis, Xylo and Zelta found themselves in the midst of a bustling marketplace. The air was filled with the sounds of haggling merchants, laughing children, and the rhythmic beat of street musicians. The Larex, with their multiple eyes and unusual physiology, attracted curious glances, but the humans were respectful and welcoming. As they strolled through the market, Xylo noticed a group of children playing a game that involved throwing a ball into a hoop. He watched with interest as the children cheered and laughed, their faces alight with joy. "What a fascinating display of cooperation and competition," he remarked to Zelta. "Even in their play, humans find ways to challenge themselves and work together." Zelta nodded in agreement. "It is a microcosm of their society," he said. "They are constantly striving to improve themselves, both individually and collectively." Xylo paused, a thoughtful expression on his face. "I believe we have much to learn from humans," he said. "Their resilience, adaptability, and cooperative spirit are qualities that would benefit any civilization." Zelta nodded. "Indeed," he said. "Perhaps an alliance between our two species would be mutually beneficial." The idea of an alliance with humans was a radical one, but Xylo was convinced that it was the right course of action. He believed that the Larex could learn from humanity's resilience and adaptability, while the humans could benefit from the Larex's advanced technology and diplomatic skills. Upon their return to their ship, Xylo and Zelta convened a meeting with the rest of the delegation. They shared their observations of human society, their admiration for the human spirit, and their proposal for an alliance. The other delegates listened intently, their faces etched with a mixture of surprise and contemplation. After a lengthy discussion, a consensus was reached. The Larex would formally propose an alliance with the humans. They would offer to share their advanced technology and knowledge in exchange for the opportunity to learn from humanity's resilience and adaptability. It was a bold move, but one that had the potential to change the course of galactic history. The following day, a formal meeting was arranged between the Larex delegation and a group of high-ranking human officials. The atmosphere was charged with anticipation as both sides gathered in a spacious conference room, the air thick with the tension of a potential turning point in history. Xylo, ever the consummate diplomat, began the proceedings. Esteemed representatives of Earth, he addressed the humans, his voice carrying a gravitas that resonated through the room. We have come to a decision that we believe will be of great benefit to both our species. He paused, allowing his words to sink in before continuing. During our time on your planet, we have been deeply impressed by the resilience, adaptability, and cooperative spirit of the human race. You have faced countless challenges throughout your history, yet you have consistently emerged stronger and more united. Xylo's words were met with a mixture of pride and curiosity from the human officials. They were aware of their species' tumultuous past and their capacity for both good and evil, but they were also proud of their achievements, their technological advancements, and their unwavering spirit. We have also been humbled by your willingness to share your knowledge and experiences with us, Xylo continued. We have learned much from you, and we believe that there is much more we can learn. He paused again, his four eyes scanning the faces of the human officials. Therefore, he finally announced, we propose a formal alliance between our two species. A murmur of surprise rippled through the room. The humans had expected the Larex to express their admiration and perhaps offer some form of cultural exchange, but a full-fledged alliance was a bold proposition, one that carried significant implications for both species. Undeterred, Xylo continued. We offer to share our advanced technology and knowledge with you. We can provide you with clean energy solutions, medical advancements that could eradicate diseases, and tools that could help you solve some of the most pressing problems facing your planet. He paused, allowing the humans to absorb the magnitude of his offer. In return, he said, we ask for the opportunity to learn from you. We wish to study your resilience, your adaptability, and your ability to cooperate in the face of adversity. We believe that these qualities are essential for the continued survival and prosperity of any civilization. The human officials were silent for a long moment, their minds racing as they considered the implications of this unprecedented offer. Finally, the President of the United States, who was leading the human delegation, spoke. Mr. Xylo, he began, his voice measured and deliberate. Your proposal is both unexpected and intriguing. We are grateful for your admiration of our species and your willingness to share your knowledge with us. He paused, his gaze unwavering as he met Xylo's multiple eyes. We will carefully consider your offer, he continued, and we will respond in due time. But for now, let us continue to build the bridge of understanding that we have begun to construct. Xylo nodded, a satisfied smile gracing his alien features. We understand, he said. We look forward to your response, and we remain hopeful that this is the beginning of a long and fruitful partnership. With that, the meeting was adjourned. The Larex and human officials shook hands, a symbolic gesture that represented a potential turning point in the relationship between two vastly different species. As they departed, both sides were filled with a sense of anticipation, knowing that their decision could shape the destiny of not only their own civilizations, but the entire galaxy. The human officials knew they had a difficult decision to make. The Larex offer was tempting, but it also came with risks. What if the Larex had ulterior motives? What if their technology proved to be dangerous or disruptive? These were questions that needed to be carefully considered, but the potential rewards were also immense. The Larex technology could revolutionize human society, solving problems that had plagued them for centuries, It could also open up new frontiers for exploration and discovery, allowing humanity to reach for the stars in a way they had never dreamed possible. In the ensuing weeks, the Larex proposal became the subject of intense debate and discussion among the world's leaders, scientists, and the general public. The media was abuzz with speculation, with some hailing it as the greatest opportunity in human history, while others warned of potential dangers and unforeseen consequences. Meanwhile, the Larex patiently awaited the human response. They had made their intentions clear, and they were confident that the humans would eventually see the wisdom of their offer. They continued to interact with the human delegates, sharing their knowledge and technology in a limited capacity as a gesture of goodwill. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the landscape, Xylo and Dr. Patel found themselves engaged in a private conversation. They were seated on a hill overlooking the Larex landing site, the sleek silhouette of their ship a stark contrast against the vibrant hues of the sunset. "I sense a great deal of hesitation among your people," Xylo observed, his voice a gentle rumble. "They are afraid of the unknown, of the potential risks that come with embracing the new and unfamiliar." Dr. Patel nodded, her eyes reflecting the fading light. "It is true," she admitted. "We humans are a cautious species, shaped by a long history of both triumphs and tragedies. We have learned to be wary of promises that seem too good to be true." She paused, her gaze fixed on the distant horizon. "But we are also a hopeful species," she continued, her voice gaining strength. "We believe in the power of progress, the potential for positive change, and we are willing to take risks if we believe that the rewards are worth it." Xylo tilted his head, his four eyes gleaming with curiosity. "Do you believe that the rewards of an alliance with the Larex are worth the risks?" he asked. Dr. Patel turned to face him, her eyes filled with determination. "I do," she said, her voice firm. "I believe that your offer presents us with an unprecedented opportunity to advance our civilization, to solve problems that have plagued us for centuries, and to explore the universe in a way we never dreamed possible." She paused, a thoughtful expression crossing her face. "But I also understand the concerns of my fellow humans," she continued. "We need to proceed with caution, to ensure that this alliance benefits both our species and that we do not inadvertently harm ourselves or others." Xylo nodded in understanding. "We share your concerns," he said. "We are not seeking to exploit or control your species. We simply wish to learn from you and to share our knowledge with you in the hope of creating a better future for all." Dr. Patel smiled, her heart warmed by Xylo's sincerity. "I believe you," she said, "and I believe that we can build a strong and lasting partnership based on mutual trust and respect." Their conversation continued late into the night, covering a wide range of topics, from the challenges of interstellar diplomacy to the ethical implications of advanced technology. By the time they parted ways, they had forged a deep bond of friendship and understanding, a bond that would prove to be instrumental in the days to come. After weeks of deliberation, the human leaders finally reached a decision. They recognized the immense potential of the Larex's offer, as well as the risks involved. However, the allure of advanced technology, the prospect of solving global challenges, and the thirst for knowledge ultimately outweighed their fears. In a historic address broadcast worldwide, the President of the United States announced humanity's acceptance of the Larex's proposal for an alliance. He spoke of a new era of cooperation, of shared knowledge and resources, and of a future where humanity would no longer be confined to Earth, but would venture out into the cosmos as a partner of a wise and benevolent species. The world erupted in a mix of jubilation and apprehension. Some saw the alliance as a beacon of hope, a chance for humanity to finally overcome its self-destructive tendencies and reach its full potential. Others remained skeptical, fearing that the Larex had ulterior motives or that their technology would prove to be more of a curse than a blessing. Regardless of individual opinions, the wheels of progress were set in motion. The Larex and human governments established a joint council to oversee the implementation of the alliance. Teams of scientists, engineers, and diplomats from both sides began working together, sharing knowledge and developing plans for collaborative projects. The Larex wasted no time in delivering on their promises. They shared blueprints for advanced energy generators that could provide clean, abundant power for the entire planet. They introduced medical technologies that could diagnose and treat diseases with unprecedented accuracy, potentially eradicating some of humanity's most persistent ailments. They even offered to help with the ongoing efforts to combat climate change, providing tools and expertise that could mitigate the worst effects of global warming. In return, the humans opened their doors to the Larex, allowing them to study human society in greater detail. Larex researchers embedded themselves in various communities, observing human interactions, cultural practices, and decision-making processes. They were particularly interested in how humans coped with stress, adversity, and conflict, hoping to glean insights that could help them strengthen their own civilization. As the months passed, the collaboration between the two species deepened. Joint research projects yielded breakthroughs in fields ranging from material science to astrophysics. Cultural exchange programs fostered mutual understanding and appreciation, and perhaps most importantly, a sense of camaraderie and trust developed between the Larex and human representatives. The alliance was not without its challenges, of course. There were occasional misunderstandings and disagreements stemming from differences in culture, language, and values. But the Larex and human leaders were committed to resolving these issues through open communication and compromise. One of the most ambitious joint projects was the construction of a massive space station in Earth's orbit. This station would serve as a hub for scientific research, technological development, and interstellar diplomacy. It would be a symbol of the Larex-human alliance, a beacon of hope for a future where different species could coexist peacefully and work together for the common good. The following day, the historic announcement of the alliance was met with a mix of elation and trepidation. News outlets around the globe were ablaze with coverage of the unprecedented agreement, broadcasting the president's speech in a multitude of languages. Images of the sleek Larex ship hovering above the newly constructed space station became iconic symbols of hope and progress. Public opinion was divided. Many saw the alliance as a beacon of hope, a testament to humanity's resilience and potential for greatness. They envisioned a future free from energy scarcity, disease, and environmental devastation, a future where humanity could explore the cosmos and unlock the secrets of the universe. Others, however, remained skeptical. They feared the Larex's intentions, questioning their motives for sharing such advanced technology with a seemingly primitive species. Some worried about the potential cultural impact of interacting with an alien race, while others voiced concerns about the potential for unforeseen consequences. Despite the mixed reactions, the wheels of progress were set in motion. The Larex wasted no time in deploying their advanced technology, establishing clean energy grids that powered entire cities, introducing revolutionary medical treatments, and sharing agricultural techniques that could feed the world's growing population. In turn, the humans embraced the opportunity to learn from their new allies. They eagerly absorbed the Larex's scientific knowledge, studied their diplomatic strategies, and marveled at their mastery of interstellar travel. The Larex, in turn, were fascinated by the human capacity for innovation, creativity, and resilience in the face of adversity. The collaboration extended beyond the scientific and technological realms. Cultural exchange programs flourished, with humans and Larex sharing their art, music, literature, and philosophical traditions. Language barriers were overcome as both species learned to communicate in a new, hybrid language that blended elements of both their tongues. As time went on, the initial skepticism and fear began to fade, replaced by a sense of wonder and excitement. The Larex proved to be true to their word, sharing their knowledge freely and working tirelessly to improve the lives of their human partners. The humans, in turn, demonstrated their value as allies, offering unique insights and perspectives that the Larex had never encountered before. The alliance, once a bold experiment, had become a resounding success. The Larex and humans had not only overcome their initial differences, but had also forged a deep and lasting bond of friendship and mutual respect. They had shown the galaxy that cooperation and understanding could transcend the boundaries of species and culture, paving the way for a brighter future for all.